Picture a bell tower that's famous not for standing straight, but for leaning so dramatically it looks like it might tip over any second. That's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, one of the world's quirkiest and most beloved landmarks. Nestled in the heart of Pisa, Italy, this medieval tower has captured imaginations for centuries. Let's take a fun, fact-packed tour of why it leans, how it was built, and why people flock from everywhere just to snap that perfect tilted selfie. Construction began in 1173, back when Pisa was a powerful maritime republic. The plan was simple: build a grand campanile next to the cathedral in the city's Cathedral Square, or Piazza dei Miracoli. They laid the foundation, started the stonework, and then trouble. By the time builders reached the third story, the soft, marshy ground beneath one side began to give way. Instead of halting the project, they adapted. Over the next 2 centuries, work continued, but each new level was built with one side slightly taller than the other to compensate. So the tower ended up with that characteristic lean of about 3.9 degrees today. That's roughly a 4.5-meter offset from true vertical by the time you reach the top. Architecturally, the tower is pure Pisan Romanesque. It's clad in gleaming white Carrara marble, with 6 open galleries of graceful arches ringing the exterior. Those columns and arcades give it a light, elegant feel, almost lace-like in the late afternoon sun. It rises about 56 meters on the high side and a bit more on the low side because of the tilt, making it roughly 57 meters tall if you measured straight up. Inside, a spiraling staircase of 294 steps winds up to the belfry, where you can hear the original bells and catch the best view of the leaning silhouette. Over the centuries, the lean became part of its charm and a serious engineering headache. By the 1990s, the tilt had increased to more than 5 degrees, risking collapse. Engineers worked for a decade, digging soil from beneath the higher side, adding counterweights, and monitoring every millimeter of movement. By 2001, they'd stabilized the tower at its current lean of 3.9 degrees, estimated to hold steady for at least another 200 years. It even closed temporarily for visitors. Imagine a world without that gravity-bending must-see. Today, more than 1 million people climb those steps each year. At the top, you're rewarded with sweeping views of Pisa's red-tiled roofs and the lush Tuscan countryside beyond. It's one of the most photographed buildings in the world, and every tourist has their own Leaning Tower trick shot, holding it up with a hand out or pretending to push it over. But the Leaning Tower isn't just a tourist prop, it's packed with history and lore. Legend says Galileo Galilei dropped 2 spheres of different masses from the tower's upper floors to demonstrate that their time of descent was independent of mass, a foundational experiment in physics. Whether or not he redid it here, that story cements the tower's place in the history of science. The bell chamber was added in 1372, and its 7 bells each represent a musical note of the major scale, kind of like a giant, slightly off-kilter musical instrument. During World War II, Allied forces considered destroying it to eliminate a German observation post nearby, but opted to spare it. Later, Napoleon reportedly visited and joked it was just leaning because someone forgot to place the statues on one side. On top of all that, the Leaning Tower sits in an ensemble with the cathedral, Duomo, the Baptistry, and the cemetery, Campo Santo. Together, they form a UNESCO World Heritage Site dubbed the Square of Miracles. The whole scene, with the tower's lean as its star attraction, symbolizes human creativity, adaptability, and the ability to turn a near disaster into a world-famous marvel. And there are fun little quirks. The tilt is so precise that the tower seems to lean into the wind on stormy days. Tiny cracks in the marble reveal centuries of shifting ground, and scientists still study them to learn about soil dynamics. Kids in Pisa grow up playing among these monuments, aware that their hometown hosts one of history's most entertaining engineering oddities. So next time you see that iconic tilt, remember, it's more than a tourist gimmick. It's a testament to medieval ambition, centuries of human ingenuity, and the playful reminder that perfection isn't always perfectly straight. The Leaning Tower of Pisa stands proud. Off-kilter, yes, but absolutely unforgettable.